If we could do our intro, that'd be cool. Um, We got to be MP4 in order to start the intro. I think it's like something else. But anyway, we're live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook here. Um, you're tuned into the Power of Ownership podcast. This is your host, Brandon B. Dixon. I got my guest host, Stephen Contreras here.
Hey guys, how
Um,
you doing?
yep, let's, give people a chance to come in. We don't have the intro this week, so more people should be coming in. No football this week, so this is the last weekend before football. So we might move the show. We hadn't talked about it maybe to like a Friday night since you guys are going to be watching football on a Sunday. So we're thinking about recording on maybe Friday. That way you got the weekend to digest it. So we're gonna see. Um, and when y'all come in the room, like I said, when y'all come in, go ahead like and subscribe. Hit the like button.
Yeah, leave a comment. You know,
Leave a comment. If y'all want a question to be answered, leave a comment in the comment section. No, you know, comment or question is off limits, no matter how abstract it could be. I'll try to answer it to my best ability. And then we'll go from there. Let's get a dialogue going. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, tell a friend to tell a friend. Let's start off. I'm gonna go pretty slow into the intros. I'm gonna kind of take our time because this is a topic that we're gonna talk about today. We're not gonna cover everything. Even if we cover a piece, it's still gonna help everybody. The matches out. So there's so many angles that we could cover this topic on that we're not going to cover the whole thing. So I just want to, get as much digest as possible, and then we'll go from there within this 30-minute period that we're going to keep you. So this is the Power of Ownership podcast. Let me introduce myself. My name is Brandon B. Dixon. Let's take this banner off here. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm a mortgage broker. I'm a published author. My book, Sales the Nucleus of Any Profession, is out right now on Barnes and Nobles and Amazon. All you have to do is go on Amazon and click in Brandon B. Dixon, and it'll pop up. Or you can just Google me, Brandon B. Dixon, and the link will pop up as well. Now's the time to get this book because what's happening is you're witnessing right now the compression of the U.S. economy, and it's going from a different spin. It's not the service-based businesses are going to kind of be out of business pretty soon here, and it's going to take a spin to more heavy sales business, heavy um, luxury item. It's going to be a higher quality, higher price, higher ticket items that you're going to be seeing. A lot of the low ticket items is going to be because the gap is going to be gone. You're going to have rich and you're going to have poor.
yeah, and that's not how to have a stable economy. It's not
Right.
good to.
So that's where it's going. So if you want to keep on the up and up, you want to cater to the rich, and have your business based upon people that already have money. The middle class is going to be slowly but surely fading out. So it is what it is. So the debt is in between. So you're going to be Walmart or you're going to be Nordstrom.
Yeah,
Which one?
that's called fascism,
Right.
corporate
So
fascism.
right. So it's coming down the pike. You can see it real. You can see it here. Vivid. I went to actually Walmart last night for the first time since the coronavirus, and half of the store is empty.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you ever seen that before. Yeah,
Like the goods or the people.
nah, well, both.
Yeah,
Usually it's the time that I usually go is at night. About 9, 10 o'clock, and it's usually packed. And the stores are usually stocked. I mean, there's nothing in the cleaning supply. I went to go get some cleaning supplies. Nothing in the cleaning supplies aisle. I
yeah,
mean,
it's been like that for months. Yeah,
yeah,
it's like
half the food is gone. I mean, it's really like I said, what happens if there's nothing?
that's what I'm saying. We're getting close, man.
Right,
everyone's
right. So what
everyone's just
happens if you go to
waiting.
Walmart and there's nothing there?
Yeah,
So that's when the panic goes. What happens if there is no Uber Eats?
yeah.
You
Like,
know,
are you gonna be able to go catch a squirrel in your backyard or find the bird eggs to eat?
right? So most of us don't even know how to start a fire.
Yeah, I know.
What happens if there is no Wi-Fi for you to You know, can you read a map? Can you read a map?
Yeah, that was the whole point of the coronavirus, though, is to test people and their limits and see if they will prepare or not.
Right. So, guys, don't forget when you come in the room, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let's finish. Go ahead, finish. Setting our open it up. Don't forget if you guys like what we're doing, hit the Cash App, the Power of Ownership. You know, $, the Power of Ownership. Steven has his own Cash App as well as $, Steven C 1234 at Cash App. Don't forget, now is mortgage season. A lot of people have been hitting me about mortgages. I got a couple of people that I got to call right after the show. www.hocmortgage.com. I mean, I would, if I were you, I would get my property now, you know, before interest rates go sky high. You never know what's going to happen in this election. You know, I think if the Dems get in, the interest rates going to shoot up real quick, and then a lot of people are not going to be able to buy homes because they're going to have a record number of foreclosures and evictions. It's coming down the pipe. So I would hop in now. You know, if you have a stable job, a secure job, go ahead and take advantage of it. You know, while you're able to. If you switch jobs, now you got to start all over. You know, now I got to wait the 2 years or whatever. Or if I go self-employed, you know, I got to wait the 2 years, should I say. So if you want to, now's the time also, if you got this extra money, a lot of people got this PPP money. Why not spend some of it to improve your outlook? Why not spend some of it to improve your situation? Why not spend some of it for self-improvement? You know, go to www.billionaireloanofficer.com. You can book us for consultation, sales training, motivational speeches, so on and so forth. You know, if you spend all your money on material items and goods that's not making you better, you're not truly an entrepreneur. You know, you're something else. You know, so let's just keep it all the way 100. You can call me 832-775-8357. Call me 24/7. I'm available for business. You know, so you know.
Yeah.
Also at Billionaire Loan Officer on all social media. A lot of people have been DMing me. Don't forget, if I'm not following you, I can't get the DM. So hit me on like the comment and let me know you DM'd me, and that way I can see what's going on. A lot of people, hey man, I've been trying to get in contact with you. How do I know I'm not following you? You know, so you gotta make me aware of this. So if you hit me in a DM on social media, make me aware of it through a comment on one of my posts. Or just call me. Are you shy to call? Call, please. You know, I answer the phone. So last thing, at Steven_Contreras_90 for Steven Contreras social media. And let's go ahead get into the show. Steve, you want to introduce yourself real quick, and then let's get into
Yeah, Steven Contreras here, geologist in Houston, Texas, studier of the arts and sciences. Just trying to make the world a better place, you know, try to show people the way to the other side, if you would call it, you know. So we're here to spread peace and love in these troubled times, and let's see if we can help some people out today.
Gotcha. So I sent Steve earlier this week a couple of videos by I don't know if you watched them yet, but one of my favorite pastors, man, Bill Donahue. I don't know if you're familiar with this guy at all, but he's real. I think he's retired now, but if you see a lot of his videos there in the 90s, you know, where he was, you know, I think his church is in like, let's say Pennsylvania somewhere.
That makes sense.
One of my favorite Gnostic Christian pastors. And he had 2 lectures back to back that were real powerful. One was talking about what we bind ourselves here, what we consume ourselves with here, you'll be consumed with on the other side as well. So it's the old not to have attachments type thing, you know. So
I hate to cut you off. I was wondering there's a little bit of lag on my end. I was wondering if you noticed it, or was it my computer?
I think it's yours. I think you.
I think my power almost went out. Actually, I thought I saw a flicker.
Gotcha. No, it's not on my end. You know.
Okay.
So, But this to finish what I was saying, the introduction. The first lecture was talking about what you bind yourself to. So if you're consumed with all of the worldly stuff, you consume with money, you consume with this race thing that they got us programmed to. That's what you're going to be consuming. You're binding yourself to that almost on an internal level. So be careful what you bind yourself to, because again, the whole thing is to transcend the human experience. All right, become human, and then all right, let all this stuff go. Because once you realize the oneness, you realize this is all delusion. You know, you can even go in the Quran, chapter 3, surah 3, 185. It says that I'm paraphrasing, is that that this world is the world that we live in is the world of delusion. The debt world is the real world.
Mm-hmm.
That's the harsh truth. This is the beautiful lie. So that's just what this is. This is the delusion. This is the illusion that we're living. The second lecture is the one I want to touch upon. Is that since we're living a lie and we're programmed to live accordingly and live in harmony and live in bliss in this lie, are we programmed to fail? Are we programmed to not unlock the keys, not transcend, not ascend this level and to be trapped in this level? Are we programmed to fail? And when I mean by program, I mean everything from the education to the media to the social structures. Are we programmed? And for those, and I'll break down real quick, and I'll let Steve chime in. People don't know the subconscious mind captures everything, even if you're aware of it. Subconscious mind, that's the Garden of Eden. Mm-hmm. So pretty much that's the Garden of Eden. The Garden of Knowledge is the tree of knowledge is to the conscious mind. So just to give you a synopsis, so as long as we can live in bliss in the Garden of Eden, because it captures everything. So, but the conscious mind is what makes you the God. So let's just leave it like I don't want to dig too deep in it, but so the subconscious mind carries everything. And what do you want to remember, and what do you want to program it with, and why are people programming our subconscious mind to fit into a certain type of mold?
So I guess I would agree to your statement that we are unknowing. Okay, let me back it up actually. So like, say there's 100% people, right, population. About only 1% of people have deprogrammed themselves from what they were taught. The rest are still kind of in limbo or trapped here in what you call the beautiful lie, right?
Right.
So I'd say for everyone who is in limbo or who is still trapped, they are programmed to fail, unfortunately. It's not without hard work and dedication that they might have a chance to be able to better themselves to the 1%. I'm not talking monetarily. I'm talking about, just when you were saying consciously, So yes, through the education system that we have today and the media, the TV programming, that's why they're called programs, because they're programming our subconscious mind, that it is a lot harder to break out or wake up, as one would say, hashtag woke generation, right? So it's all those things. I think we are programmed, unfortunately, to fail until we ourselves make ourselves better to be able to see that it is the delusion, and with the 5G and everything, I think that makes it a lot harder, in my personal opinion, to be able to break out if you have not broken out already. So the challenges are just going to get more difficult for people who are trying to figure this whole thing out.
Right. The program is going to get deeper and deeper. So don't forget, it's almost like Inception. It's a dream within inside a dream. So it's hard to break out once it's something you can't taste, smell, touch, anything like that. So it's hard to be aware of it if you think this is all you know. So it's hard to go against, like a salmon. It's hard to go against swim up river if all you know is everybody else is going the other opposite way.
Yeah.
So it's hard. Why would you do that? Where's the logic in that? So if you're just going with the flow, it's hard to break out of the shackles. It just is what it is. Um, yes, I think we definitely programmed to fit inside a certain box,
Yeah.
and the box is to almost like the Matrix, to make you a human battery. You're a human stock. You're a human cattle. You're a human.
Capital.
Say it again.
Human capital.
Human capital. You're. This is what you are. If you had, if you knew exactly what you were, then you wouldn't want a government, because you understand what government means. Government means, when you say govern, that means control. That means to control, right? If you put a governor on top of a speedometer, that means to control the speed.
Mhm.
Ment is short for mental. So you're basically signing up for mind control. It just
Yeah.
is. They control how you view life, your values, your goals, and the maze itself. All right, you go from here to here. This is considered success in our particular realm, in our particular matrix.
Yeah, I like to think about it too. I remember a couple of videos back we were talking about the programming of how holidays follow. Everyone gets ready for all the holidays. They spend all their extra money on the holidays. There's one every month and things like that. That's the subconscious programming that we are subverted to. I think about that often actually.
Right. Well, everything we have is programming, from religion to schools to society in general, the race thing. That's all programmed. Because think about it, who took, like you said in Genesis, who told you were naked? Who told you that I was black? Who told you that you were white? Who told you
Mhm.
that you were Hispanic? Who told you this?
Mhm. It's true because we're all one technically.
Right. Who told you this stuff? So it's the same thing. This is something that somebody else told you and you ran with it. You know, who's to say that's true? So if you can spin in a whole nother perspective as far as race. Let's say we all are the same species.
Yeah, we are technically. Yeah.
Yeah. So now what? And that's how the society was programmed, and it will have a whole nother spin to it.
Yeah, and it's just like, I mean, even if you take it in those contexts, like you said back in Genesis, who told you you were naked? That's the idea of propaganda in itself. The programming of just being so controlled that you look at the individual features and everything instead of the whole collective.
Right. The concept back then. Who told you that you could own land?
Yeah,
Who told you?
yeah.
The,
Native Americans didn't believe in that actually.
Right. That's a new concept. Like
Hmm.
own land. How that land is here for everybody. The food is here for everybody. I'm gonna
Yep.
charge you for food. I'm gonna charge you. So not only does it the programming take away from on both sides, and I'm about to demonstrate how both sides look at. I love our founding fathers. I see what they're doing. This is you gotta look at it as a game. And it's a video game. But the whole thing is to not take that video game to win the game, but not take it serious. You can't take it with you. Don't forget, you're going to be bound to what you believe in. So this is what I talk about. This is what I preach by mentalism. Yes, go hard in the game, but understand that the game is phony and it's just a game.
Yeah, and then
So hold on, before you get that, let me demonstrate how both sides are doomed. And let's say in the American society, which is pretty much, from what we're programmed, the new age and the new world order. So, all right, you got winners and losers. You got the losers that don't want to get off their butt and pull up their bootstraps and make a way for themselves, and they're a detriment to society. They're a weight on society. They welfare state. They don't want to do anything. Or you got the winners. All right, I'm a evict people, put people out on the street, because I got to make this fiat money, and I got to make these drugs that, so it has a laundry list of negative side effects to fix this one problem, all for profit.
Yeah.
Either side, you detach from true humanity.
Yeah, or true happiness in a
Or
way, because
you
you're working too hard. There's no balance.
right. The thing is that with this particular density, no matter, I think it's in I think it's in Genesis as well. You give a man a valley of riches, they're going to ask for two.
Yeah.
You're never going to be satisfied. This materialism will never satisfy you. So either way, you're screwed.
Yes, it's actually it's a paradox is what it is. I remember talking to someone, I can't remember who I was talking with, but we were talking about the idea of people working so hard to gain all this wealth, and then they just go into seclusion. You know, they go live on an island by themselves, or they go and live on top of a mountain by themselves. You know, because that kind of lifestyle does take a toll. And what we're trying to show you here in the power of ownership is how to balance it out and how to move forward successfully without having those burdens on you. You know, because they are burdens.
Right. Well, the thing is, like I said, either way, the programming, you're going to fail. You have to, almost like the Matrix, almost be the Agent Smith and get out of the program in order to truly be free. So, am I making sense? Within the
Yeah,
program, there is no true success.
yeah, because it's all a game, and you should really for everyone who's listening, everyone should Google the game theory. Is this 1950s professors who were working on I think the atomic bomb, and this guy wrote the game theory and how everything is just a game, or we're just making better versions of games, and it's all competitive. Are these games? And he goes into this huge theorem on game theory. It's one of the best written arguments for, I guess, or metaphorically for society. Is It's called game theory. So I recommend everyone checking it out. I apologize, I don't know the guy's name, but it is really good.
Gotcha. But yeah, that's how I look at it. It's a game that one of the things that you have to do to ascend and transcend the human experience is run a high score up. You have to master the game. You have to get into the game. You have to master it. But you do not marry the game. You don't become the game. And that's where a lot of people get caught up. They get so into the game, you become the game. You
Yeah,
know,
and honestly, that is a good point, because of the programming that we're all led to believe in just from birth. If you start going away from the design of the game of life, or your exact programming, you could fall to the consequence, and that usually amounts to death if you stray off the path too far.
right? Well, that's what the whole thing about the Christ consciousness is. That's why they consider the Son SUN of God, and God is a verb. So I'll let y'all just dissect that on when y'all replay this. So that's your higher self. That's your beacon of light. That's your king. That's your key to the kingdom of heaven. Is through that Christ consciousness to be above all of this. So once you enter that consciousness, yes, you're gonna have to go through it. You're gonna have to go through the human experience. You're gonna have to win. You're gonna have to make yourself known. You're gonna have, and once you transcend, you understand. You let all this go. Even with the Buddha, the original Buddha, he was born rich, and he gave it all up.
Mhm.
You got to let go of all your attachments. It just is what it is. You got to follow. You got to drop everything to follow the Christ consciousness.
And
So
that's the
it's all
programming.
right.
It's the programming.
All right. So you got to let all of that go. You got to go within. Like I always preach, you got to get. In order to get out, you got to go in. You see, go
Mhm.
in, go within, and then become the best that you can be. And then don't forget what this is all about. Don't forget that what this is and what you are, and then go from there. So I want to get one other topic as well. Again, we this is such a vast topic. We'll never properly do it justice. But how I want to get into how do we program ourselves to um, prosper and to go from either like I said, either way, if you're caught in it, you're doomed. But how do you make yourself on the other side? Is what we a lot of people we speak to instead of um, not doing anything, barely moving, as opposed to the movers and shakers, and where you have some control over the outlook and the next generation on how they can go through the same thing that you will. Because in this particular game, the more money, the more control you have.
Yeah,
This is
but
what it is.
how do you gain that wealth? Is
Right. How do you program your mind? How do you get through the subconscious programming where your teachers told you you were nothing, you weren't going to be in that society told you were going to be anything. Society told you that since you have darker skin, you're automatically a criminal, and that you can't wear certain gear at certain times and stuff like that, or that certain people told you that since you're an immigrant, you'll never make it here and stuff like that. So all of these programs that society that's in your subconscious mind, whether you like it or not, how do you transcend those subconscious programs and reprogram your mind into, hey, nah, this is what I'm about to do, and I'm gonna make it manifest. Because what happens is, regardless to what, your subconscious mind is always going to prepare you for what you want.
Yes, I agree. And I think I do have your answer for that. How do we reprogram ourselves to win? Is essentially what it is,
Right.
and that's based off the Trinity, in my opinion: mind, spirit, and body. You know,
Right.
to be able to physically play the game, you have to be physically able to, especially in this gravitational world of physics. You have to exercise. You have to fuel your body with the right foods. Because, I mean, even when I was younger, I would drink sodas and eat McDonald's and treat my body like trash. And it takes a toll on you physically, mentally, and spiritually. So you have to learn how to reprogram what you eat, what you drink, and then another step further, who you hang out with. You know, what kind of books are you reading? Are you reading pop star magazines? Are you watching music videos that just lessens vibrations? Or are you watching hour-long lectures or listening to our show or a show like Joe Rogan's? Are you reading books? Everything that you can to be able to change the programming. Turn off the TV, turn off Facebook, get away from the propaganda, go outside more. Those are just little things that every single person on this planet can do. And it doesn't cost any money to better yourself.
Right. I'm glad there's definitely experiments that has taken place where you could have these entrepreneurs that eat perfect, they're vegan, wheatgrass, and all this stuff, but they're around a toxic circle and they still get sick.
Hmm.
So people that you're around can be just as toxic as your diet. Don't forget that everything. Don't forget that we are energy, and then everything we come in contact with is an energy exchange. So when you're eating, you're exchanging information with that particular food. Our cells are merging together. Even with people that you're around, you're exchanging energy, vibes, stuff like that. So if you have somebody that's in your cipher with toxic vibes, that's transferring into your Horus field, and it's going to become part of you. And that's like cancer cells. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Go on. Sorry.
yeah, so it's not just what you eat; it's the company you keep. It's not just what you eat; it's what you eat as far as mental food as well. Mental food, like Steven said, if you're watching WAP, you know, and, and you're watching pornos 24/7, your view of the world is going to be skewed. How can you respect women at that point? You're looking at them through a jaded lens. Um, Secondly, um, as far as people that's toxic people, they're also programming your subconscious mind. don't forget the subconscious mind picks up everything. So with their negativity, they're telling you, oh, this is this is that, this is this is that. The world is this, the world is that, the world is this. Your subconscious mind picks it up. So as soon as you give it any light, you again, the subconscious mind will start preparing it for it. Preparing yourself for, oh damn, it might be the end of the world. So you're gonna make it so, like Captain Picard, make it so.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what it is. So it's just a matter of dieting. That's why they call it diet, D-I-E-T, dieting, and that's not including food. That's everything. That's everything you intake. It's everything you have sex with, meaning sacred energy exchange.
And just going back to, like, if you ever feel like you're in a low place, go exercise. Exercise is it's seriously one of the best healthy medicines to increase your vibrations quickly, especially if you had a bad day or something, or an exhausting day.
Right. Also, exercise is more than just for the body. Don't forget, like you said, mind, body, and spirit. Spirit is breath. The mind is, when you exercise, you're actually making plays. I call it actually doing something to change your outcome. So that's the exercise. So let's say you want such and such to happen. The exercise needs to be, I need to put this into play in order for this to happen. That's your exercise as far as the mind, getting things accomplished towards your goals. So that.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say, you're exactly right, because it's like cooking. If you take your ingredients, or in this case we have resources. They tell us we don't have any resources around us, and we're all in poverty. Except for everyone, the wealthy 1%, and it's not true, because it's the resources around you that will get you to your goals. And every time you keep leveling up, those resources become more and more available, and you have more and more things to build. And so you just have to pay attention to those things that are around you that'll help you build your cake, as one would say.
Right. So yeah, that's the thing, man. In order to reprogram the subconscious mind, I would say do your daily affirmations. A lot of stuff that we've been programmed to do, really analyze it and just start doing the opposite. I'll give you an example. I just sent Steven Contreras a video by one of these young rappers. He said one thing that's interesting. He said he always talks to his water, because you understand that it's all life. So we were taught to say grace, to close our eyes. Why are we closing our eyes to say grace? We should be looking at our food and acknowledging it as what it is. It's energy. We're on the same field. Why are we closing our eyes when we say grace? We should be acknowledging the food, acknowledging the deity for allowing us to have the food. So why are we closing our eyes? This is real life. This is the dream right here. So we should be talking to our food. We should be talking to our plants. We should be talking to the water. Everything we intake, it should be worshipped, meaning the respect that we give any type of energy. And that'll take you to the next level. Now, don't forget, we're putting now we're mixing the cells together.
It's funny, because the first time I ever heard that, talk to your glass of water, I was probably 22 years old. I'm 30 now, but I was probably like 22, and I'm a scientist, right? And this is like going against the programming that I was taught. Like, how can someone talk to water? That doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Like they said some I think Japanese doctors were doing like this like specified study on talking to water, and they proved that if you yelled at the water, the crystalline structures would be all erratic. But if you talked and thanked your water, the crystal alignment, when you froze it, would be straight instead of all fracculated or cracked. And so yeah, it's pretty interesting to hear it again, just from a different source, that people do talk to water, and it's quite beautiful, actually.
Right. Not only water, we need to talk to anything. Like I said, that your intake, in your body, So we were taught the opposite. We taught to ignore the food and then go straight to some other deity and just thank him for it. And why you not, thanking the actual cells itself, the life itself.
Mm-hmm.
So
be grateful. Yep.
Right. So that's the thing. So a lot of stuff, just that one little nugget, how we were taught and we were programmed, actually programmed opposite of in order to get the most benefit out of it. So we got to reprogram ourselves and start getting our own traditions up in arms and start getting our own values and stuff like that. And that way we could just make this place again one degree better each generation. If we could do that, then we could make real change. If this is what it is. So we're at the 35-minute mark. Anything else you want to add to this?
Yeah, just a quick, like 1 minute, maybe a little less. So speaking of thanking everything and energy, this thought just ran through my mind that there's this show called Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Z Super, and it hasn't had a new episode in about 2 years, but they still continue the manga, and the new bad guy is called Moro, and he's 10 million years old, and he gains his power by eating planets, like kind of like Galacticus. And so that just goes into the idea that this bad individual will consume all the life energy of a planet just to get stronger. And so, just something to think about.
Right. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and take you out. Again, if you like our content, you want to donate to the cause, what we're doing. I know it's a niche. It's a niche program. I mean, it's a niche. We don't have the shock value. We don't have the porn. We don't have the the sexiness. But if you're talking higher level stuff, and that's another thing. We're not overly woo woo with it. I know some people like to sensationalize stuff and go off the top. We're more practical with it. So again, that's what it scares certain people away. It's like this is the balance. This is what it takes. This is the middle path that Buddha talked about. So this isn't. I'm not going to go super duper woo woo and you got you're where you don't leave the house and you don't put any action in. That's not what this is for. We all moving cells and everything's moving. This is what God is. It's movement. It is. It's to be. It's to so you got to move. You got to do things. You got to create. You got to paint. You got to dance. You got to walk. You have to do things in order to get things accomplished in this particular realm. This is what it is. Sorry, it's not as sexy, as it should be, but that's what this realm is about. Maybe in the next round we'll talk about more sensational stuff, but it is what it is in this realm. So if you like what we're doing, Cash App us, the Power of Ownership on Cash App. Stephen has his own Cash App as well, Stephen C1234. Again, don't forget www.hocmortgage.com. Go ahead and fill out an application if you want to go ahead and get a mortgage going. www.billionaireloanofficer.com. You want to better yourself, get consultation. You want a mentor. You want to get in my mentee program, so on and so forth. 832-775-8357. Call me if it's business, 24/7, and then we can roll. At Billionaire Loan Officer on all social media. Don't forget to hit me up, like, subscribe on YouTube. We're trying to improve our YouTube right now. Stephen is Stephen_Contreras_90. And what's your Facebook as well?
Just Stephen Contreras. And make sure you guys send me a DM to let me know if I can add you. Because I try not to add just really random strangers because most of them are robots. So.
Gotcha. So with that being said, man, let's go ahead and take them out. Final thoughts on the subject. And what you got coming up as well?
I have a health series forum that I've been working on for about 3 months now. It's finally happening September 10th. We have 3 doctors coming in from all across the country to come and speak on immunotherapy and health rejuvenation and how to protect your immune system in times of crisis. It's $70 in-person ticket. And we will be live streaming the event for people who can't make it. Go to woodlandsonline.com to find the information, or get a hold of me through Facebook, or also the Institute of Health Research.org is also a good place to find information. So right. September 10th in the Woodlands, Texas.
Right. As far as events, the only thing I got coming out, we have this audio book coming out with affirmations audio book that's coming out. Trying to drop that in the fourth quarter. Also, Stay tuned. We got a couple of businesses that we're going to be opening. A couple of my business associates as well. Also, what I'm about to start doing as well, I'm bringing back the lecture series. So I'm trying to drop a couple of lectures before the end of the year. Also, I'm trying to develop my Patreon where we get granular on my book, Sales the Nuclear Vending Profession. I'm still waiting on clearance to drop my second book. Again, I am the book that should be hopefully out by the end of the year. Still trying to get my clearance and everything like that. So once that is clear, we're going to drop that. So y'all could go ahead and cop that, and but cop the first one, you know what I'm saying, and get ready for the second. So with that being said, don't forget that God is a verb and personal responsibility is your only savior. With that, we're going to say peace.
Peace.